Recording in progress.
Welcome everyone to Christine Lavin's Pre-Super Bowl virtual con. Welcome everyone to Christine Lavin's Pre-Super Bowl virtual concert, presented by the Cooperage. To all of those in the cozy back room of Facebook, we will be allowing the mics to open up after each song. That way you can unmute and applause and laugh and whatever else you need to do to make this feel a little more cozy. So please, we insist that you unmute if you can for applause. Just try not to forget to mute yourself again. That way the concert does not get interrupted for anybody else. And with that, it is my pleasure to get out of the way and introduce Jill from the Cooperage.
Hi, folks. Welcome to this afternoon's concert with Christine Lavin, followed by the after party. I want to make a clarification. This concert is presented by River Vibes at the Cooperage. The Cooperage is a wonderful facility. It is an all-around town-wide, county-wide facility for a lot of things, and it does so much. But River Vibes, and that's what we do, is the concerts. I do it monthly. Christine asked me to talk a little bit about it, and I want to thank Angela Page, who's here today. She is the one that talked me into doing a concert series back in 2008 at NERFA, and it's been going on since then. I've been at the Cooperage since 2012 and became an official program at the Cooperage in 2019, and they are a 501c3, the cooperageproject.org. We fed hundreds and thousands of people during COVID. They have pop-up clubs and speakers and a farmer's market. You want something, Cooperage is the place to get it. Love that Christine is doing this today. And, River Vibes used to be River Folk. Craig, you probably remember that. Craig Worth, who's going to be here later for the after party. He's played my series years ago. Christine's played it a number of times. Love doing it. It's we went through some changes over the years from a winery to a lot of small venues that didn't quite become home. And then the Cooperage called me and asked me if I'd bring the series there, and been there since 2012. So grateful for that. Stick around, please, for the after party. It starts at 4:45 on the dot, featuring Michael Lavin, Craig Worth, Tina Ross, and Kyle Hatcherick. I hope I got your pronunciation right, Kyle. And because that'll start right at 4:45. We're going to have a wonderful afternoon of fabulous music, lots of fun, and you'll be in time for the Super Bowl. So thank you all for coming, and glad you're here. And let's turn it over to Chris, the lady of the hour.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, everyone at the Cooperage and at River Vibes. And I'm going to start with a song. People are always asking songwriters, where do your ideas come from? And this one came from an article that was in the New York Post. Yes, I read the Post every day to find out what the weird news. And but I subscribe to the New York Times. And anyway, there was this article about a pet store in Greenwich Village called La Petite Puppy, where they sell puppies and they sell kittens. And they put up an 8-word sign in the pet store, which I knew would be the title of my song and would be the first line of the song. And that sign said, "If you're drunk, you cannot buy a puppy." I thought, where do you go from there? "If you're tipsy, you should not purchase a pussycat. If you're stoned, you might think a spider monkey's a good pet. But when you sober up, you won't be thinking that." Think of this as a public service announcement. If you're in your cup stumbling along, despite the obvious thrills, if you're plastered to the gills, buying a puppy now is just plain wrong. And it got me thinking, what are other things you should not do whilst drinking? If you're drunk, you should not get married. Doesn't matter if you're straight or you're gay. Las Vegas wedding chapels have ruined many happy couples. I'm sure many more got ruined there today. If you're schnockered, it's not the time to photograph. Then Twitter yourself in cotton underwear. When you're plastered to the gills, despite the obvious thrills, don't even do it on a dare. Oh, the list of things you should not do while drinking is a never, never, never ending one. But there are things you can do when you've had more than a few and you want to pursue a little fun. If you're drunk, it's a good time to spend money. Yes, the Home Shopping Channel is the best. They've got blowout deals on elastic waistband pants with matching turtleneck and scarf and hat and vest. Order one in every color of the rainbow, including fuchsia, celadon, and winter white. When you're plastered to the gills, it magnifies the thrills to save so much money in one night. And if you're drunk, it's a good time for the tattoo parlor. Get a bloody painting scratched into your back. How about the name of your new lover? A single rose with the word mother. Or the Queen of Hearts smothering a one-eyed Jack. Or better yet, how about a tattoo of a puppy? On your tummies you can pet it every day. When you're plastered to the gills, it magnifies the thrills to have a puppy that will never run away or chew your new shoe. A puppy that will always, always stay. If you're drunk, you cannot buy a puppy. Let that simple phrase be your guide. Do you remember The Sopranos, the TV show? Christopher said and Adriana's puppy. The puppy's name was Cosette. Cosette died. Christopher was high when this transpired. Adriana fell into a free-falling funk. Little did she know she'd soon get whacked by Silvio. That actor from Bruce Springsteen's band turned out to be a punk. Then Christopher got whacked too. That's what can happen to you if you buy a puppy when you're drunk. Oh, thank you. It was nothing. But I have to tell you a story about that song. What happened? About 2 years after I wrote that song, I found myself on an airplane from New York to Chicago, completely packed. And I'm always working, so I was working on my computer the whole time. A young woman sitting next to me, we never spoke or anything. Just as the plane was about to land, it suddenly took off and started to circle. And that got all the passengers very, very nervous. So we all just started nervously talking to each other. And so I said to this young girl sitting next to me, I said, "Oh, well, what kind of work do you do?" And she said, "I'm a college student. What do you do?" And I said, "I'm a songwriter." She said, "What kind of songs do you write?" I said, "Well," and I had to think of like all the songs I've ever written. So I said, well, I wrote one about a pet store in Greenwich Village that put up a sign that said, "If you're drunk, you cannot buy a puppy." I thought that would make a good song. And she said, "Ah, that was because of my best friend Whitney." And I said, "What?" It turned out her best friend Whitney was a college student at NYU. And she had been out at a bar and she got completely drunk. And she was walking back to her dorm, and she walked by this pet store that happened to be open at night in Greenwich Village. And there was this little puppy in the window. And she was just drawn by this little puppy, went into the store, bought the puppy. She was completely drunk. She took the puppy home. She went to bed. She woke up the next day with a monumental hangover and a puppy. So she realized this was not a good purchase. So she packed up the puppy and she brought him back to La Petite Puppy and asked for her money back. And the owner called the police. Yes, owner wanted her arrested for animal endangerment. So these cops come, and the cop who took over this situation was like a really nice Spencer Tracy kind of cop. And he looked at the puppy. He actually communicated telepathically with the puppy. And then he talked to Whitney, and he talked to the pet store owner, and this is what the cop told her. And this is what the seatmate's telling me on the plane. She said that the cop said, "I can tell you already love this dog. And he told me telepathically he already loves you. And I think that if you take him home like you're meant to and raise him to be a good dog, and if the pet store owner will put up a sign that says, 'If you're drunk, you cannot buy a puppy,' then we will just walk away. Nobody will go to jail." So that's what happened. So by the time we landed, this girl next to me had called Whitney, and I spoke to her, and I gave her the coordinates for a video of my singing the song at a club in New York called 54 Below. And she watched the video, and then she said, "Oh, no, everybody's going to know about me." I said, "Whitney, whatever you do, don't tell me your last name." And she didn't, so I can't even blab it even if I want to. But I just wanted you to know that that's the true story, and this really happened on an airplane, of the song, "If You're Drunk, You Cannot Buy a Puppy." And this is how song ideas come to songwriters. So this next one is also a travel song, and this happened to me when I flew from New York to Houston on to San Antonio. I was on my way to the Kerrville Folk Festival. And I was just, traveling, minding my own business. And I got on the plane in Houston. And I swear to God, I noticed that a fly got on the plane too. And then we took off. And the fly, I could see in his compound eyes this look of complete, fear and excitement, though, and fear mixed together. And in the middle of the flight, it was a short flight, we got struck by lightning. It was May. That's when Kerrville happens, and it's thunderstorm season. So we got struck by lightning, and I wrote the song when I was trapped inside the body of the fly. Here we go. It's called "Fly on a Plane." I'm a fly on a plane. I am buzzing all around. I got on in Houston. I'm San Antonio bound. I'm not riding in coach. I think I fly first class. I'm on the head of a banker. Zip, zip, I'm on the rim of a glass. My, oh my, I'm a fly, taking a free ride on a plane. I'm a fly on a plane. My flight's a little erratic. The highest I've ever been was in a swing time cowgirl's attic. I didn't mean to leave home, but now the die is cast. I guess my destiny is to roam and to fly really fast, very fast, mighty fast. My oh my, I'm a fly, taking a free ride on a plane. When I get to San Antonio, I'm gonna make a lot of new fly friends. When I tell them that I am from Houston, their eyes will bug out and they'll say, come again. Don't tell us no Texas tall tales. How did you get here? I'll say, I flew. All those San Antonio flies to see, man alive, we've got immense respect for you. Woo, 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 woo. Zip, zippity doo dah. Zip, zippity yeah. Zip, zippity doo dah. Say hey, Willie Mae, say hey. I'm a fly on a plane. I've got a lot of dreams. I never counted on a rolled up in-flight magazine. Oh my gosh. Some of you are shocked.
Every time.
It was a fly. It's not like it was a puppy.
Very dramatic.
It didn't have a name. And it was an arrogant fly. Didn't you see his last verse? I'm a fly in a plane. Well, he got his, didn't he? And that's what, when the magazine hit, that's when my body switched back to me. So that's why I'm still here. When the fly is dead. All right. You may find this shocking, but I don't have any children that I know of. And but somehow I have been visited by the songwriting gods with writing what I consider the ultimate all-time mother-daughter bonding song called Sometimes Mother Really Does Know Best. And I find that the best way to sing this song is to actually put a real mother and a real daughter, put their names in the song. So in the chat room, do we have anybody? I'm gonna switch to gallery mode so I can look at you. Oh, what a nice looking group of people. Oh, do any of you have a teenage daughter at home, or a tween daughter, or a granddaughter? Looks like nobody. Does anybody know a mother and a teenage daughter? Oh, okay, Hillary Rollins. Can you unmute Hillary and put her on the screen?
I'm trying there. Oh, well, mine isn't a teenager. She's 22, but man, they don't get a prefrontal cortex until they're 25 to 30. So
that's close enough. Okay, and I happen to know your daughter. Her name is Eloise, right?
Yep.
And this is Hillary. Okay, so I'm going to sing Sometimes Mother Really Does Know Best, starring Hillary and Eloise. And there is a part in the song where I'm going to ask all of you in the chat room for your suggestion on what we do. You know what? I got to put my notes up on the screen in case I get lost, because I got the lyrics here somewhere. But this is called Sometimes Mother Really Does Know Best. What? I think this is how it Eloise looked in Hillary's eyes and pleaded, please say yes. You never criticize my friends, my hair, or how I dress. A tiny little eyebrow piercing on me would look sublime. Hillary thought about it for quite a long, long time. Eloise with an eyebrow piercing. That's a permanent reminder of a temporary fad. When you're old and gray, my dear, you'll think back and be glad that your mother had the foresight to turn down your request. Sometimes mother really does know best. Just a tiny tattoo, mother, dancing on my skin. All the other kids have one and I want to fit in. A delicate little butterfly, mother, right around my wrist. Hillary thought about it. Then she said this. Eloise with a tattoo. That's a permanent reminder of a temporary feeling. Think Angelina and Billy Bob before you hit the ceiling. You think a tattoo on your teenage skin will make you look unique. But when you're older, you look like a circus freak. Hillary and Eloise barely spoke for the next year, except the occasional ha! And snotty sneer. Whatever. It looked like there was nothing that could mend this sorry rift. Till Eloise overheard Hillary on the phone discuss getting a facelift. Oh, a facelift, Mommy. That's a permanent reminder of a temporary fear. Only the lucky ones grow older every year. And I don't think you look like that bad for a crazy bitch your age. Hillary sat there in a smoldering rage. Now, there's two ways this song could go. It could have a very beautiful, wholesome ending where Hillary and Eloise learn lessons of self-acceptance and go on and lead happy and productive lives. Or it can go to the dark side. And you people in the chat room are going to let me know by your applause which way you want the song to go. So who here on Super Bowl Sunday, February 13th, 2022, would like, gotta unmute yourselves, everybody. Who here would like Hillary and Eloise to have the wholesome ending?
You gotta pause.
Oh, I gotta.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, who wants Hillary and Eloise to go to the dark side? Hillary, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to go this way. Hillary said to Eloise, all right, let's make a deal. Though your words stung me, at least now I know how you feel. If you'd let me get my facelift, you can get that tattoo now. And yes, I'll even let you pierce your brow. Both had their procedures done on the same day. If only they had known the heavy price they'd have to pay. Hillary, you got your facelift done by Dr. Frankenstein. You came out looking like a combination monkey and drag queen. And Eloise, your tattoo went just fine, but not your eyebrow ring. You contracted an infection too gross for me to sing. And both of them died disgusting, painful, stinking deaths. Both had this to say with their dying breath. We're a permanent reminder of our temporary insanity. We sacrificed our looks, our lives, for our foolish vanity. And at the reading of their will, they left one last bequest, a pillow upon which was embroidered, sometimes mother really does know best. Oh, I think this is the first time I've ever killed off somebody I actually know in the show.
Christine, I want to say this because because it's on tape, it's so brilliant because it's absolutely my true story. You wrote it long before my story. So thank you.
By the way, everybody, this is Hillary Rollins, who years ago we met in 1981 because she was in a trio called Hilly, Lily, and Lulu. And I saw them on the Tomorrow Show with Tom Snyder, and I just flipped over their work. They did close 3-part harmony, wore vintage dresses, and I stalked them until I finally got to meet them. And they sang on my very, very first record. They sang on Prince Charles. Hilly, Lily, Lulu, and I were all on the Today Show on July 13th, 1981, singing a song telling Prince Charles, "Don't marry Diana. It's not going to work." We could bill ourselves as the psychic songwriters. But
Really?
everybody knew it wasn't going to work. But Hilly, Lily, Lulu wore prom dresses and Burger King crowns for the Today Show. It was really, that was really amazing, Hillary.
Well, it was a treasure. It was a turning point in my life to meet you, Christine, and be a fan and work with you and continue to know you all these years later and be a fan and work with you. So brava.
Are you logging in from Santa Monica?
I am.
What's the weather like out there?
Gorgeous. You know,
You're missing the snow. I'm
what do
looking
you mean? It's sunny and 70. It's Santa Monica. What should it be?
Hillary's sort of bi-coastal. She's got a place here in New York, but she knows when to scram. Well, thank you, Hillary, so much for volunteering to be the guinea pigs in that song.
No, I want a copy of it, and I want it in her archives one day.
You got it. I'll make it tomorrow for you. Well, to move along, there's a singer-songwriter that we're all fans of, I'm sure. Her name is Janice Ian, and she is doing a tour this year, starting around February 25th, going through November, all over the country. It's a farewell tour, because Janice is retiring from the stage, or so she says. I told her, you got to keep the door open in case people want to see you again. But they did a big article about her. She's got this new record that's just come out called The Light at the End of the Line. And it's a beautiful song, gorgeous song. And in the article in the New York Times, it said that, people are always saying, oh, Joni Mitchell was an influence, Leonard Cohen's an influence. But Janice Ian was doing this before all those guys. She was like a teenager. She was 15 years old, and she had her first song, Society's Child, out there. And the truth is, she's been a real influence on me, because I wrote this song in 1986, I think. And I do it, and I send it out to Janice to congratulate her on her big farewell tour. Go to janiceian.com, and you will see if she's coming to your town. I'm sure it's going to be a really, really big deal, and she does the most amazing concerts. But this is a song, and the coolest thing was I got to bring her to Jim Caruso's cast party at Birdland a couple of years ago, and I sang this song at Jim Caruso's cast party at Birdland with Janice Ian in the audience, which was one of the musical highlights of my life. Here we go. Do you remember that song by Janice Ian? The one where she complains about not getting chosen for the basketball team. I'm sorry, that's a cheap rhyme. But her song went, for those whose names are never called when choosing sides for basketball. I would have written about that, but she done it first. 'Cause when you're 5'2", okay, 5'1.5", and everybody else in the whole gym class is 5'3", and even taller, it hurts. Truth is, I hadn't thought about that for years. But then a recent phone call rekindled all those fears. A softball game, Robin said, and you're invited. Softball, great. That's my game. Why, softball's practically my middle name. I'll be right over, I said, sounding excited. Even though I can't throw, I can't hit, I can't run, I must admit, I can't catch, can't pitch. Softball, I have not found my niche. But I don't let details get in my way. Team sports, ooh, that's what I loves to play. I got dressed, got my sneakers tied, made it to the park in time for choosing sides. Pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me. Pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me. No, I don't own a glove, but I can always borrow from the other team. Pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me. I won't bore you, this part goes on for a really, really long time. Because 20 people showed up to play, and they picked 10 to a sides with the ranks of the unchosen were depleted and the ranks of the chosen swelled. And I was still standing there. I tried to act nonchalant. Well, deja vu, I was the last one chosen. Even after the overdressed Felicity Rosen. I don't know if you know this girl, but she was wearing stockings with seams and high heels and those Lee stick-on nails. And they put me in the field so far out to the right. I was practically out of sight. But everybody said I had a real good day. I didn't make any errors. I didn't make any plays. See, the ball never actually came out my way. I figured it's just gonna be one of those days. Now, coming up to bat was a brand new kind of humbling experience. I took one swing and missed. That was no surprise. I took another swing and missed. That was no surprise. Then I practiced strategy. I let one go by. Umpire called it a ball. I had a proud moment, which made me overconfident, because I swung and I actually hit it. But it was a pathetic little dribbler that went bloop, 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 right back to the pitcher. He threw it over to first. I was out. And again, none of this is any kind of a surprise. But as I was walking to the bench to pick up my borrowed glove, the captain of the other team said to the captain of my team, "Hey, it's okay. She really doesn't know how to play, so let's not count her outs." I said, "What? Don't count my out? I want you to count my out. I want my outs to count," which made me instantly unpopular with my entire team. So I said, oh, I get it. Don't count my outs. That's good strategy too. Thank you for being such a sensitive human being and thinking of my needs in just such open, kind, generous, and loving terms. I was babbling like an idiot. Well, eventually I resumed my place in the outfield. Continued watching the dandelions grow and blossom, turn into puffs and blow away the chilly wind. Continued watching the clouds making ugly formations in the sky. And I began to question my worth as a human being and my reason for living. But then, top of the seventh, 2 on, 2 out. A crack of the bat, the mighty clout. My whole team turned and cringed to see that speeding ball was heading vaguely toward me. I ran as fast as I could. I said a prayer. I stuck out my glove. The ball landed in there. No one could believe it on either team. They hooped and hollered and screamed, and total strangers watching clapped and cheered. Aware that God had performed a miracle here, I was carried to the bench. I was handed a beer. Then the clouds broke apart. Then the sun reappeared. Oh, no, it didn't. I'm exaggerating there, but it felt like the sun came out in my heart, because I wanted to live again. By the way, we lost that game 17-3. But I considered it a moral victory. And Janice, Ian, wherever you might be, take heart. There's hope for you, because there's hope for me. Oh, take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts, I'll buy you Cracker Jacks. As long as you count my outs when I come up to bat. Oh, now it's root, 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 root for both teams. Win or lose, lose or win, we're all the same. Oh, won't you please take me out to the old ball game? Come on, please take me out to the old ball game. Oh. See, I'm glad Janice Ian didn't get picked for basketball. Or that song would never have been written. So Janice, good luck to you. Godspeed. Go out there and burn up the world with your farewell tour. Now, you know, when I was singing that song, I mentioned Cracker Jacks because I sold Cracker Jacks in the Orange Bowl in Miami for the last season that the Miami Dolphins played in the Orange Bowl. And I actually sold Cracker Jacks on New Year's Day for the Orange Bowl. It was Notre Dame and somebody else, and Notre Dame was way underdog, but they won the game. And I was thinking about that. I would make 7 cents a box selling Cracker Jacks. On average, I would make $8 a game. I was not a very good salesperson, but that brings me up. I wrote this book called Cold Pizza for Breakfast, and because it's Super Bowl Sunday, I want to read a story to you, just a short one from this book, because I grew up on the grounds of a military school with my 8 brothers and sisters and my parents. It's called Peekskill Military Academy. And let's see, where do I start on this? Well, the best part about growing up on the grounds, the best part for my mom was we ate our meals in the mess hall with the cadets, so she didn't have to cook. And she says, I was deprived as a bride. I was served 3 meals a day by handsome uniformed young men. That was her way of, bragging about not having to cook for all 11 of us. And in the summer from 1963 to 1967, the coolest thing is that the New York Jets came to Peekskill Military Academy, and it's where they trained in the summertime. It was a great setting for them. There was a dining hall, there were dorms, there was a locker room facility, and there was a football field all within the grounds of the campus. And Sonny Werblin, who owned the Jets at the time, 2 of his sons went to the military school. And there's the most famous Jet of all, and that's what this story is. This is a true story. I hope my sister Mary is watching. Well, here we go. All the New York Jet players were very nice to us faculty kids. On the days that players would get cut from the team, we would feel bad for those who didn't make it. That part of summer training camp was always hard. We'd watch them pack up their cars and sadly drive away, but we knew Joe Namath would never get cut. Joe Namath had an Irish setter dog named Pharaoh that needed walking and a dark green Lincoln Continental convertible that needed washing. So besides serving him meals and making his bed, sometimes my brothers would walk his dog and wash his car. They said he was always a good tipper. Joe often parked his car near our house, and one day, when he was walking toward his car, a bunch of us faculty kids were throwing a football around. Someone, I don't remember who, dared me to ask Joe to teach me how to throw the football. Now, normally, I would be way too shy to do such a thing, but by now, everybody knew he was a very nice guy, especially nice to kids. So I screwed up my courage and I said, "Excuse me, Mr. Namath, but can you show me how to throw a good spiral?" I think the fact that I knew the word spiral helped. He stopped and said, "Sure." I told him I was a lefty, but he said, that's okay. It's the same principle. As he showed me how he spread his fingers out over the laces to get a good grip, then moved his arm back and then forward while he turned his hand slightly as he let the ball go. It floated out over our yard and landed softly on the grass. I ran and got it, then imitated what he had just done. Too shy to throw it back to Joe, I threw a slightly wobbly spiral in the direction of my little sister Mary, who is walking her pet albino guinea pig, Piglet. When Joe saw her little pet, he asked, "What's that?" I told him it was my sister's guinea pig, and he asked if he could pet it. Mary was quite young, probably 8 years old or so, and not really a football fan, but everybody knew who Joe Namath was, including her. She nervously picked up Piglet and carried him over to Joe. Joe Namath very sweetly tickled Piglet under his chin and stroked his head. Then Piglet bit him on the index finger of his right hand. Joe pulled his hand back and said, "Ow!" And Mary, cradling Piglet in her arms, ran as fast as she could into the house, up the stairs, and hid under her bed. I was just a kid myself and wasn't sure what to do. Piglet bit Joe Namath. This was a potential national catastrophe. I ran into the house too and found Mary under her bed, sobbing. She was so afraid that Piglet was going to be taken away from her for biting Joe Namath. What if his finger got infected? What if he couldn't play football? Would our brothers be fired? Would Dad be fired? I don't think Dad was worried about getting fired, but he did pace around the house a bit that afternoon. This was just the kind of unexpected disaster he always worried about. "Do you know how much Joe Namath's hands are worth?" he said to no one in particular. "At least $1 million each. How on earth could this happen?" Mary stayed under the bed the whole afternoon, expecting at any moment to have Piglet snatched away. But nothing happened. Nothing at all. Life went on. Not all that long for Piglet. He was an albino, after all, with a shortened lifespan. Mary's a retired school teacher now, with a husband named Tom, another Tom in the family, 2 sons, Ian and Noah, and a labradoodle named Theo. But to this day, if you want to make my sister Mary flinch, just say Joe Namath and Piglet in the same sentence. That's a true story. And I was thinking, if Piglet hadn't bit Joe Namath, maybe he wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. The Jets were the first AFL team to win the Super Bowl, and I don't think they've ever won it since. And Don Maynard was my favorite, and he died just a couple months ago, and I felt really, really bad. But, I'm working on my 26th record, and I have not written that much about my family, but as you get older, not that you run out of things, but you have a whole different perspective about songwriting. And I love being an aging songwriter because there's so much more that you can write about. And the truth of the matter is, my parents, they both were brought up in New York. And the first thing that they did after they married was to get out of New York. And they can't believe that one of their daughters chose to come back and to live in New York. I've lived here on and off since 1976. But this is, in case you're curious about my family, this is from my latest record, from On My Way to Hooterville. But aren't we all? This is called Until That Day. My parents met on the New York City subway back before World War II. Dad said, "Aren't you one of Judge Crawford's daughters?" Mom said, "How do you do?" That's how the conversation started. Above the clickety-clack, on a train from the Bronx to Manhattan, when two 20-somethings began to chat. Until that day, what can I say? They were two young commuters, long before there were computers. Until that day, what can I say? Stars align when love is kindly on display. First thing they did after they got married was to move north, 50 miles up, to live the life bucolic, drinking from the Lavin cup. Babies came one after another, after another, after another, after another. I was the fourth of 9. They did the best that they knew how to keep us kids in line. It was never easy for a family that size. Thank God for our black Labrador Spanky and his gentle, sweet eyes. Sometimes Spanky was the only one in the house to be loved by everyone unconditionally. My oldest sister went to nursing school. My oldest brothers were college bound. Soon I was 2, though for much of the time I was lost until I found that music gave me purpose. So I saved every dime till I could quit my day job, though it took a long, long time. And the younger kids all found their way in science, sports, and history. One became a therapist, one became a journalist. He's a bit of a mystery. Some got married, some divorced. Some have kids who are now grown. I keep up with their exploits, 'cause they text me on my phone. Yeah, I'm riding the New York City subway, staring at the screen. I look up, there's a young boy pestering his mom. She looks all of 19. A lovely girl sporting earbuds next to a young man sporting earbuds too. But they're both staring at screens, and for all we know, she's in Brooklyn, he's in Kathmandu. I want to introduce them to each other and say, kids, open your eyes. Standing right beside you might be a sweet surprise. But I say nothing as the subway rumbles into the dark. But every now and then I remember when I disembark that long ago conversation started above the clickety-clack on a train from the Bronx to Manhattan, where two 20-somethings began to chat. And on the day they started talking, everything was new. You gotta look up from your cell phone so it can happen to you. Until that day, what can I say? They were two young commuters, long before there were computers. Until that day, oh, what can I say? Stars align when love is kindly on display.
Beautiful. Wow, thank you.
That song's a masterpiece, Christine.
Oh, thank you. That's It's Hillary again. I know that voice. She's a great songwriter, too. Oh, my goodness. When Maud Maggart sings her songs, it's like you're transported to another. You're out of this world and into the next. Now, when I first moved to New York in 1976, oh my God, my first apartment was on Avenue A between, it was on East 3rd between Avenue A and B. It was 1 block away from the Hells Angels. And I knew it was a dangerous neighborhood. The day I was a wandering minstrel in a Mexican restaurant on the Upper West Side, and the cab wouldn't take me home afterwards. When I gave him the address, he goes, "Oh, I'm not going on that street." My first bed was 2 wooden horses with a door on top and a piece of foam rubber thrown over it. And so I had very humble beginnings in New York. Place to live for 2 weeks, rent-free. And I signed up. I became a Kelly girl. And eventually, though it was actually, I met this guy when I was a wandering minstrel in a Mexican restaurant, my first regular gig in New York with no sound system. I would wander around and sing to people at Anita's Chili Parlor on Columbus Avenue, whether they liked it or not. So I met this guy, but we didn't start dating until almost a year later after meeting him. But he was such an interesting cat, and he loved all these things that I had no experience with. So I took this as a great challenge, and I wrote this song. I am at the opera. I don't like the opera, but he loves the opera, and I love him. I follow the libretto, follow the conductor when I follow the plot. My head begins to spin. I don't understand a word, even when it's English. Everyone around me says, this is divine. I don't like the opera. Look, I'm at the opera. Good thing he can't read my mind. How long did you say this opera was? 16 hours. Oh, what a treat. Look at me, I'm skiing when I do not like skiing, but he loves skiing and I love him. I rent the boots and poles, I shiver in the cold. I'm charging down the mountain, risking life and limb. There's no exhilaration, I'm only feeling terrified. Everyone around me's having such a great time. I do not like skiing, look at me, I'm skiing. Good thing he can't read my mind. Yes, exhilarating was the word I was just thinking. Scared of heights. Oh, no, not me. All right, I got to stop. I sang this song many, many times, and one of the times I sang it was at the open mic at Birdland, Jim Caruso's cast party. And there was a guy named Rene Ruiz sitting in the bar from a fantastic singing group called Toxic Audio, a cappella group, wonderful group. And I was slowly becoming friends with Rene because you go to the same open mic and you meet other songwriters, and he called me over after I sang that song, and he said, you should write a version of that song for a man to sing, because it's not just women who do stupid things in the name of love. Men do too. Is that true, guys? Well, we're going to find out. It never occurred to me in a million years to write a dude version of the song. That's why open mics, I'm telling you, it's so important. And before I actually put one word down for this new version, I put at the top of the paper for Don White. He's a singer-songwriter from Lynn, Massachusetts. Very, very funny guy. In fact, last Sunday, a week ago, we were at the Zeiterion, the Anna Wintour's Night Tour. It was Patty Larkin, Cheryl Wheeler, John Gorka, Cliff Eberhardt, me. And Don White shows up. And I talked to the other people. I said, let Don come on and sing this song with me because he does it so much better. And they said, yeah. And so it was great. It was great to be back on stage with Don White, but he's not here. So I'm going to have to try to channel him if I can. But I took the challenge that Rene Ruiz threw down. This is called Good Thing She Can't Read My Mind, A Dude's Eye View. I am at a shopping mall. I do not like shopping malls. She loves shopping malls and I love her. Each time she stops to look at shoes, I'm reacquainted with the blues. I'm sure there are men here who will concur. I wanted to stay home today to watch the Green Bay Packers play a monumental pigskin contest of the manly kind. But I am at a shopping mall. I hate shopping malls. Good thing she can't read my mind. Sure, I'll hold your purse while you try that on. No, I don't think that dress makes your butt look big. I am at a craft fair. I do not like craft fairs. She loves craft fairs and I love her. There's origami, topiary, face painting, scrapbooking, and my favorite, dream catchers. What the hell's a dream catcher? What the hell is decoupage? Morris dancing. I need something I can hide behind. I can't stand craft fairs. Look, I'm at a craft fair. Good thing she can't read my mind. Make my own soap? How did you know that was my dream? I am not complaining, I'm just making observations. Expanding your horizons is a sign of sophistication. Now I'm in a Pilates class every Sunday morning, though sometimes thoughts of boxing overcome me without warning. I am at a chick flick. I do not like chick flicks. She loves chick flicks and I love her. Oh my God, it's a double bill. I'm really feeling ill. It's Beaches, followed by The Way We Were. I am in an awful mood. I'm eating awful food. All I wanted was to kick back and unwind. Instead I'm at 2 chick flicks. Give you $100 to kill me. Good thing she can't read my mind. What? Tomorrow night is Terms of Endearment and fried green tomatoes? How lucky can one man get? So if you see me at a chick flick, see me in a craft booth, see me in a shopping mall wallowing in despair, don't feel sorry for me, I must be in love. Why in the hell else would I be there? Before I met her, life was dull. I never took any chances, but now I leap at every opportunity I find. I don't like shopping malls or craft fairs or chick flicks, but maybe I will in time. Maybe I will in time. Go with you to the Downton Abbey napkin folding convention for the entire weekend in London? I would love to. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. You know, I gotta say though, whenever I sing that song, I'm always afraid there's a guy looking at me and he's thinking, I am at a folk concert. I do not like folk concerts. She loves folk concerts. My confidence just goes away. You know, I think there's going to be a friend of mine showing up, and I don't know if she's here yet. I'm going to check.
She is here.
She is. Are you ready to go? Okay. This is my friend. Her name is Betsy Francofini. She is a wonderful artist and photographer and set painter and illustrator. And let's put her on screen. Let's put us together on screen and we can catch up and see what she's up to.
Hi, Chris. Hi, everybody. So thank you for inviting me again, Chris.
Oh, it's great to see you, Betsy. So what are you doing right now?
Oh, I'm in the back room of the Art Center. There's an art center here in Rockland County, Union Art Center, and Oksana Mikhailov from Russia is playing a Chopin recital. So I am here. I do the social media for them, and then I also. Oops, somebody's coming in. Hi, I'm on my Zoom. Yes. Sorry.
1 second.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay. Heat down, lights off. Okay, I'm closing up the place after the concert. I just heard. Okay, yes. Okay, sorry about that. That was my boss. See, it's not only an art center, it's also a restaurant. So that was the owner of the restaurant. And then the art center has Chopin playing. So it's my turn to close up. So right now it's an intermission, and I'm here with Christine Lavin, who I love, love, love. We have been friends ever since I approached her to do this book, Amoeba Hop, with her song, the extremely clever words of amazing song.
Betsy, before we do this, do you want to talk a little bit about Jewels of the Sea?
Oh, well, I didn't even tell you this, Chris. I'm working on a second edition. And it will be out on Earth Day. Jewels of the Sea is related to Amoeba Hop because it's also about tiny little photoplankton. Photoplankton are the plants, and plankton are the animals, the amoebas. And it's all these microscopic things that first Christine got me into it because of Amoeba Hop. I loved the song, and I asked her if we could make it into a children's book. And she said, sure. And in my research, I wanted to see other things I was going to put in where the Amoeba Hop dance party is going on in the puddle. And I found something called diatoms. And they are plant-like, microscopic plant-like creatures. Plant-like because they're not quite a plant. They're in between a plant and an animal. They have characteristics of both. Some of them can actually move on their own through the water, but they all do go through photosynthesis. And because of that, they are amazing. And I wrote a fanciful story, and I was approached by a scientist who wanted to share the beauty and the glory of diatoms with families. And so I created this book, this story. I created my own fanciful story that Christine Lavin, I was inspired by her. So I created micro goggles so that the kids could see very tiny creatures, very large. So here are my micro goggles that I invented. In fact, Chris, I'm going to make them. Someday I'm going to make them, but here they are. Their grandfather created these special goggles that would get bigger and bigger. See here with his remote control, and they could see these microscopic creatures. And so they have this wonderful adventure, even going down to find diatomaceous earth. Everybody know what diatomaceous earth is? It's made out of diatom. Oh, I see some people nodding their heads. And then in the back of the book, all the science that I worked with scientists from Columbia University's Lamont Doherty. And we have all this information about the size of diatoms, where you can find them, and what the most important things about them is that they give us, along with the other phytoplanktons, up to 50% of the oxygen that we breathe comes from phytoplankton. Diatoms themselves, 20 to 25%. It's just mind-boggling. So
Betsy, if people want to get these books from you, do they go to your website?
They do for now. This book, the second edition, will be on Amazon, but it won't be. It will be released on Earth Day. What a coincidence! Oh, what a good day! So I made the release date. I'm furiously working on the new additions to the second edition. This is a 40-page book, but the second edition is a 48-page book with even more science and how kids can find them there on their own. And you even use a cell phone with an ordinary microscope, and you can see them with the cell phone. It's just all this stuff I learned this time around. So I'm very excited, very excited.
Well, Betsy, let's do our song, but I want you to put it into speaker mode so that you'll just see it's just the two of us.
What do you mean?
Are you seeing everybody in the gallery?
Oh, I see up on the top. Oh, right, speaker mode. Okay, hold on. I got to put my glasses on. Don't mind my patch. Okay, speaker view, speaker. And gallery, oh, I know, full screen. That's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Is that it? And
Well, I'm fine. I just wanted you to be big on the screen because if
okay, I think that's good.
okay. So
Okay.
So we're gonna. What she's gonna do is she's gonna turn the pages for Amoeba Hop, as I sing this song. And a lot of people don't know this is how MTV got started.
Oh, well, let's just show them. It won an award from the American Association for the Advancement of Science. La-di-da. Okay.
Okay. Oh, and yeah, and there's a CD in the front cover.
If anyone has a CD player, it comes in handy.
Here we go. Just a little puddle of muddy water left there after the rain. I got down on my knees and looked close. I saw things I couldn't explain. There was all these itty bitty teeny weeny little tiny creatures swimming, sloshing about. I put my ear down to that puddle and I could hear one of them shout, "We're going to the Amoeba Hop. Everybody gonna be there." Got my eye on a cute paramecium. You know, the one with the wiggly hair, rocking, rolling, shaking their cells and flapping their chili all over. Well, the good times don't never gonna stop when you go to the Amoeba Hop. That's what I heard. I mean it, I mean it, I mean it, I mean it, I mean it. Then I spied a shy protozoan swinging all by himself. He was looking for a partner to shake a leg with. Everyone was dancing with everybody else, so he was so lonely till Mother Nature showed him what to do. He boogied down, he did a little binary fission, split himself in two, and now he's got a partner for the Amoeba Hop. Everybody gonna be there. My old nucleoli, have you ever seen such perfect pair? Rocking and rolling, shaking their cells and slapping their silly all over. The good times don't never gonna stop when you go to the Amoeba Hop. Good times don't never gonna stop when you go to the Amoeba Hop. Some folks think one-cell dynamos don't know how to swing. People who say that are what?
They're wrong.
Cause that's a band of algae. Get up there and sing. When
the red robin comes bopping along.
But to them it's a monster song. Ah, the puddle was jumping. So was I. Guess I lost my head. In my excitement I splashed it dry. Oh my gosh, I thought they was dead, but no, they just come splashing down right into my hand. And sure enough, I can still hear that swinging algae band sing. We're going to the Amoeba Hop. Everybody gonna be there. Got my eye on a cute paramecium. Look at the hair, girls, look at the hair. Rockin' and rollin', shaking their cells and slapping soda party all over. The good times don't never gonna stop when you go to the Amoeba Hop. Good times don't never gonna stop when you go to the Amoeba Hop, 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 but good times don't never gonna stop when you go to the Amoeba Hop. And yes, there's 4 pages of real science in the back of the book.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, real science and all those little creatures. And down here are the little jewels of the sea, the little diatoms. And this is when I first got smitten with my love of diatoms. So,
Whoops. So, Betsy, again, oh, got my strap tangled up here. How do people find your books and how do they get in touch with you? Because if you want to go into their schools and do a presentation.
Yes, I go into the schools. I've actually started doing them remotely too, because schools are not quite back to what they were. So you can just Google my name or just remember Betsy Francofini, BetsyFrancofini.com. I will put it in the chat. That's my website. That's my name. You can also remember BFF, BFF Photography. That's the name of my photography business. So you can find me that way. But just remember, Betsy Francofini, BFF. So that's it.
Well, thank you, Betsy, so much for coming. And I want everybody to unmute themselves so we can give Betsy a great round of applause. Here we go.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And lock up that joint.
I know. I got to go back to work, everybody. Bye. Oh, I'll put it in the chat. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, somebody did.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Betsy. Now I'm gearing up. I'm going to do a brand new song, and I have the lyrics here somewhere. I've got to put them up on the screen. It's a song that I did 3 times last weekend in 3 different cities with On a Winter's Night. And well, let's see, where did it go? Ha 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 ha. I know I have it here. Can you talk amongst yourselves for a second as I find this is very, very strange.
How about some motivational music, Chris, while we wait?
Yeah, well, I'm going to just jump in there and ask the question to the group at large while you're looking for that.
Okay.
Like, that Amoeba Hop is such a great book. It's such a great song. It's such a great collaboration. And the fact that there's real science tied into it at the end, I'm like, why isn't this a TV show? Why haven't we packaged this? This is like a great children's educational show. Just saying.
Well, you know, maybe we did get to party with the International Society of Protistologists. And I think it was in Providence. And I'm telling you, these people know how to party. They really do. You know, this is just so weird because I have these. It says that the lyrics are on my screen, but I don't see them. I don't know why. And okay, you know what? I have an earlier version. No. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'll tell you what. We're going to take a couple minutes of break so that I can find this. And Brandon, how about you play some of that marching band music?
I
That'll
gotcha.
get everybody in a good mood. Can you all see me now? Can you hear me? Because you know what? I've now lost the entire screen. Oh, wait, there I am. Oh, no. Did I do it again? Ah, no. Here, I've got the words in front of me. Okay, everybody. Sorry for that. By the way, this is a free concert. But if you are so moved, if you would like to donate any money, I'm very grateful for it. And when we start our after party exactly at 4:45, what will happen is that any money that comes in for the after party will get split equally among all of the musicians and the Cooperage. So, now where did my water bottle go? Oh, it's on the floor. Hold on. Boy, wasn't I doing well? It's like I was doing a professional concert, and then it all just fell apart. And now we're really going out on a limb, because this is a song I've wanted to write for 7 years. And it's a true story, and it's about my friend, songwriter Irvin Drake. So here we go. Year was 1945, the place, New York City. A young songwriter named Irvin, a girl named Edith, smart and pretty. He had no success to speak of yet, though his heart beat just for her. Irvin proposed, Edith said no. His days became a blur. He walked the streets heartbroken, convinced his life was through. Irene Higginbotham played a haunting tune, echoed Irvin's shade of blue. Then he did what he does best, channeled all his grief into words, good morning heartache. Brought him some relief. Irvin and Edith fell in love so young, parted ways so quickly, no wedding bells were rung. Irvin and Edith fell way too fast. She became for him the big heartbreak in his past. Good morning heartache got to Billie Holiday. She recorded Irvin's tale of the one that got away. The song had wings, and with it, his career began to soar. But every morning there it was, heartache just outside his door. Irvin and Edith married other people. Months, then years just flew. He never stopped thinking of her, even as his reputation grew. In 1961, he wrote, it was a very good year. Sinatra driving, heard it, pulled off the road. 'Cause it was clear he knew the song was meant for him. He sings in the same key as the Kingston Trio Irvin wrote it for. Play them back to back, you'll see. And the second verse about city girls with all that perfumed hair. That was his first love, Edith. Still completely unaware of that good morning heartache she also inspired. Now a working wife and mom, her days were hectic, left her tired. In 1974, in the paper, Irvin read her name. Edith was widowed. New heartache for his old flame. Irvin thought it best to let it go. Past is long gone. They were kids back in the 40s. He's older now, his life moved on. But a year later, Edith read, Irvin was widowed too. She drank her morning coffee, stared into space. What should she do? Edith waited 6 months, then she made the call. Is this Irvin Drake, she asked, wondering if he'd remember her at all. Hello, Edith, he said, then instantly asked, can I take you out tonight? Over dinner at Elaine's, at last, everything felt right. Irvin and Edith fell in love so young. In 1982, wedding bells were finally rung. Edith and Irvin, always side by side, taking care of each other, rising with each tide. Irvin and Edith finished their lives strong. Now you know the stories behind two classic songs. Edith and Irvin hold their memories dear. Turns out when he wrote Good Morning Heartache, it was a very good year.
Oh, Chris, that was great.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you. And I got so discombobulated before the song, I forgot to mention that John Forster helped write that song. I didn't mean it to be a collaboration, but I sent him the lyrics as an excuse for why I wasn't working on another project with him that we were supposed to be working on. And he wrote back, he goes, I've got an idea for some of these. And he rewrote parts of it, and I feel like he turned it into the song it was meant to be. So thank you, John. Thank you, John Forster. And thank you, everybody. Oh, I'm just so happy. I got through it. I didn't cry. Oh, Hillary knows. Hillary, you remember Edith and Irvin. In fact, one of their last times ever visiting outside of their home was for your birthday party in your old apartment on Riverside Drive, your family apartment. Do you remember that? Well, I guess. I'm sure she does. Well, okay, this next song is one that I heard. I know I keep bringing up Jim Caruso's cast party, and this is a couple years back. A duo from London named Sarah Louise Young and Michael Ralston sang this song And they're very sophisticated cabaret performers. They play all the shishi clubs in London. And when I heard the song, I thought, oh my God, it's a folk song. And I wrote the new last line of the song, which made me really excited too. Again, collaborating without thinking, without having a formal arrangement. You just come up with ideas, and you want to make songs as good as they can be. So this is a very, very difficult topic that they have tackled, but I think they do it with grace and humility. And here we go. This is. Please don't hand me your baby. I know that you love him so much. Don't make me explain why it causes me pain. Please don't make me touch him. Oh, please don't hand me your baby. I know you are trying to be nice. I can see he's awake, but it makes my heart ache. Please don't ask me twice, 'cause your baby is ugly. Your baby is ugly. I hardly know where to begin. Your baby is ugly. Your baby is ugly. Baby is ugly as sin. Please don't hand me your precious. I promise I won't come around. He's your little prince, but his smile makes me wince when he gurgles that inhuman sound. Oh, please don't hand me your loved one. I beg you, don't make me use force. He stole in your youth, and to tell you the truth, I could see why you filed for divorce. Your baby is ugly. Your baby is ugly. He's covered with strange baby skin. Your baby is ugly. Your baby is ugly. Baby is ugly as sin. No, I am not in denial. I don't look at you through green eyes. Please don't put me on trial just 'cause something inside of me dies when I see your weird baby. Oh, please don't hand me your cutie. The hope for the whole human race. The smell of his bum is beginning to hum, but at least it distracts from his face. Oh, please don't hand me your loved one. I don't mean to sound so unkind. He's covered with snot. Put him back in his cot. Are you losing your mind? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Is that smile for me? Is that me? Your baby is ugly. Your baby is ugly. What is that strange growth on his chin? It's his face. Your baby is ugly. Your baby is ugly. Ugly, ugly, puggly, fugly. Oh, happy day. He's got a twin. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah. The original last line was, your baby is ugly as sin. And I realized about 2 weeks after seeing them, I remember I sat down in a bus stop and sent them an email to London. And I wrote 2 new last lines. In fact, they used the other line that I wrote when they sing it in England. And that last line is, thank your lucky stars, he's not a twin. But I sing, oh, happy day, he's got a twin, because I think that softens the ending. It's not so bad. There's 2 of them. How bad could it be, you know? Well, this next song is a song that has had at least 30 different endings over the years. And it's also one of the big requests, so I'm glad that I can sneak it in here. It was a last-minute invitation. I did not have a thing to wear. I ran into the store. I said, I need something black, something formal other than that. I don't care. I made it to the theater as the lights dimmed. The first act was brilliantly fun. When I caught my reflection during intermission, I thought, what have I done? What was I thinking? What was I blind? When I bought this outfit, it must have been temporarily out of my mind. What was I thinking? Look at this dress. My endorphins are sinking. My life is a mess. My hairdresser said, it's time for a new do. You've had that look for way too long. So he showed me a perm and a magazine, and I thought, sure, what could go wrong? I should have known by the sounds he was making. Oh boy, something was going awry. After 2 hours, I put on my glasses. I could not believe my eyes. What was he thinking? I can't believe what I see. I look in the mirror, Art Garfunkel's looking back at me. What was he thinking? Quick, steal me a hat. I should look on the bright side. Unlike Art, at least mine will grow back. Ach du lieber. Ah, wat dat kenna. Oh, mi boja. Oh, que lastima la vie à voir. I put that in because I thought the song was going to be an international hit. Yeah, what was I thinking? Now, over the years, as I mentioned, it has had so many endings because there's no shortage of people making idiots of themselves. And here's one who's done it this week. Oh, her name is Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yep, she's that Georgia peach. Alerted us to the dangers of space lasers just out of reach. She says space lasers started wildfires and Jews controlled where they aim. And now she shrieks about gazpacho police. Marjorie Taylor Greene, have you no shame? What were you thinking? Gazpacho's a soup. You are a witless idiot, a dingbat, a dupe. What were you thinking? Guess what, Marjorie? I got news. I'm serving laser beam heated gazpacho for you and Ted Cruz. Great. Wow. I know. She's a nut. She is just a nut.
That's being polite.
Gazpacho police. I love that. And you know, there was an article about the soup Nazi. Of course they contacted him when she said that. Oh, you know what? This is going to be my last song. And get over yourself. But don't worry, because we're going to have an after party right after this last song. And the after party is going to star 4 of my favorite people: Michael Lavin, Kyle Hancherek, Tina Ross, and Craig Worth. They're fantastic musicians. Some of them are songwriters, some are not. But you're going to love meeting them. We're going to go round robin. I'm going to direct it, but I'm not doing songs in the after party. I'm just here to keep the good juju going. And I want to finish with this song because at the end of her life, I became email pals with Esther Williams. And I wrote the song, and then I made a video for it, and I sent it to her at her bathing suit website. She was still alive. This is in 2012. And she loved it. She wrote back, because I said, is this okay? I love you, Esther Williams. And she said, yes, 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 in all capital letters. And so I'm sending this out to Esther Williams. when Cary Grant made movies. Men wanted to be like him. When Esther Williams made movies, we all lined up to learn how to swim. Cary Grant made movies, we all learned how to dance. When Catherine Deneuve made movies, we wanted to move to France. When Julia Child was on TV, we all learned how to cook. When I Love Lucy was a hit, so was that red-headed look. Yet when Tom Cruise makes a movie and his co-star is a gun, we're supposed to believe violent images don't influence anyone. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There's 329 million Americans, 5.5 million in the NRA. That's 1.6% of us to bully to get their way. They want everybody packing pistols in churches, bars, and schools. But if all of us carry weapons, all of us are fools. 98.74% of us are not in the NRA. 323 million of us want to live to see another day. But in the last 24 hours, 100 Americans were killed with a gun. And violence and homicides, how do we compare with the rest of the world? We're number one. We're number one. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Who'd ever think we'd see the day you could not... Oh my goodness, I screwed up the chords. Who'd ever think we'd see the day you couldn't smoke in restaurants? We put limits on behavior that sometimes curb our personal wants. We do it for the greater good, what is best for all. This is not a Wild West brawl. There's 300 million firearms from sea to shining sea. Some people say it's too late to do anything, but I disagree. When they have gun buybacks in California, they run out of money before they run out of guns. History has taught us some wrongs can be undone. Please don't sit there silently. Tell everybody how you feel. Let's strengthen our collective backbone. Let's be that squeaky wheel. We'll do it for the children of Newtown, Aurora, Colorado, too. We do it for Columbine, Virginia Tech. We do it for you, and you, and you, and you. We can do this. Together we can do this. Together we can do this. Oh, together we can do this. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can do this. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can do this. Together, yes, we can do this. Thank you. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you. Thank you, Jill Padua. And now we are getting ready. In just a couple seconds, we're going to have the after party.
I want to say thank you to all of you guys for coming out for Christine's show. I'm so pleased to see everybody here. So many of you that some know, many that I don't. Christine is going to be at the River Vibes at the Cooperage on May 15th. It is a Sunday afternoon or evening. We haven't decided the time yet. In Honesdale, Pennsylvania. If you're around, it's a lovely area. Narrowsburg, New York, Delaware River, fishing, a lot to do up here. Come on out and see her live when it's springtime and it's not the Super Bowl Sunday. So thanks again, everybody, for coming. Thank you, Christine, for a wonderful show. And do stick around for the after show. And thank you to Brandon for the great tech that he does so well. So thank you, Brandon. And we'll see you at the after show in a few minutes. Thanks again, everyone.
And what we have are four fantastically, but very differently talented people. We're going to start with Michael Lavin, but we also have Tina Ross, who's coming from upstate New York, Kyle Hancherek, who's coming from, oh, somebody's calling me. How could they? I guess they don't know I'm busy. But we also have Tina Ross, Kyle Hancherek, and Craig Worth, who's coming from New England. And can we bring Michael Lavin up on the screen so I can say hello to him? Hey!
Hi. I'm so
Hi, Michael.
happy to be here. That was so great. Gosh, it was all the songs that you've been sending us over the past year, and just hearing them and getting to see you do them live. I'm like, well, that's what it looks like when you sing them, when I can actually see you singing them. It's so much fun.
Oh, well, thank you. So I think, Michael, you're going to be a discovery for a lot of people today. Can you just give us a brief resume on what you've been doing in music your whole life?
I've been collecting sheet music since I was a kid, and I've inherited a number of collections over the years, and bought a lot of collections, and just very acquisitive. So I've acquired a very large collection of sheet music that I love sharing with people and showing people that they don't always have to sing, come rain or come shine. They can sing. There's lots of wonderful old songs and new songs and young songs. I'm asking people that a lot of composers send me their material, and I like sharing it with people and showing people and doing concerts. And I'm a pianist, I'm a musical director, vocal coach, and I play for people all over the world. And I teach. I'm a coach. I teach all over the world. For the past 12 years, I've gone to Australia twice a year, at least in normal times, to teach at all the conservatories there. And I've taught all over the country, and I've taught in Switzerland and London, Israel, and all over the place. But I love when I'm here in town. I like really just showing people a lot of fun music that they should know, and just showing them. So I thought I just pulled a couple of songs that I thought a lot of you may know and a lot of you may not, and just say, hey, well, let's try this on your piano. I've actually, to drop a name, I've known Stephen Sondheim since he was for over 40 years. And the past several years, just before he died, I was sending him a lot of sheet music of songs I think he would get a kick out of. And usually he would write me back and say, can you sing this for me? I can't figure out plunking it out. So I would sing it for him, and he would comment, and he'd say, oh, that's a really nice song, and that's a great song, and I don't like that one that much. So I like being able to, yes, Alex Hassan is another fantastic pianist friend of mine. I see that people who know Alex are writing there. But yeah, we love just sharing. There are a couple of us out there in the world who share music with people. Like Michael Feinstein's always, we're always emailing each other and sending, hey, try this on your piano, we always say, like the old days. So.
Well, we're going to have a round robin with the four of you as guests.
Great.
So you're going to go first, and what's your first song you're going to do?
I recently saw a PBS special where they had Tom Lehrer, the great Tom Lehrer, singing a concert in I believe Copenhagen from 1967 when he was fairly young, and he was so charming and delightful. And I actually musically directed a production of Tomfoolery many years ago, so I'm very familiar with Tom Lehrer's stuff. And I thought I would start with the Tom Lehrer song. Many of you may know it, but I think it's awfully funny. And he wrote a new set of lyrics for this many years later. He said it was written for Tomfoolery in 1980, but the song itself was written in, I think, the 50s. So it's called When You Were Old and Gray. Do you know it, Chris?
No.
Well, I'm going to put my glasses on, vanity.
Okay, and you could take me off the screen, Brandon.
So this is called When You Are Old and Gray, and it goes something like this. Since I still appreciate you, let's find love while we may, because I know I'll hate you when you are old and gray. So say you love me here and now, I'll make the most of you. Say you love and trust me, for I know you'll disgust me when you're old and getting fat. An awful debility, a lessened utility, a loss of mobility is a strong possibility. In all probability, I'll lose my virility, and you your fertility and desirability. And this liability of total sterility will lead to hostility and a sense of futility. So let's act with agility while we still have facility, or we'll soon reach senility and lose the ability. And then in 1980, he added these internal rhymes, which go actually something like this. Enjoying our compatibility, I am cognizant of its fragility, and I question the advisability of relying on its durability. You're aware of my inflexibility and my quintessential volatility, and the total inconceivability of my showing genuine humility. Though your undeniable nubility may excuse a certain puerility, your alleged indispensability underestimates my versatility, and your boyish irresponsibility and what now is charming juvenility will in time lose their adorability and appear much more like imbecility. Then going back to the top, your teeth will start to go, dear. Your waist will start to spread. In 20 years or so, dear, I'll wish that you were dead. I'll never love you then at all the way I do today. So please remember, when I leave in December, I told you so in May. From Tom Lehrer. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay, Michael!
How about all those ability rhymes? Did you like all those rhymes, Christine?
And he did that before there was rhymezone.com.
Yeah.
Yes, but
So-
all those ability rhymes, I thought to put all those together is just such a great talent.
He
Huh?
lifted all his.
Yeah. So, Michael, if people want to reach you, what's the best way to find you?
Best way is email. My email address is Broadway. The word Broadway spelled out, followed by my initials, MHL. So Broadway MHL at AOL. Yes, I freely admit it. I'm still at AOL. But there you go.
Well, okay, we're going to our next songwriter, and I'm so happy that you're here, Michael, to
Thank you,
hear
Chris.
him. His name is Kyle Hancherek, and I met him. I forget how I actually met him, but it was something. It was during the pandemic. How did we meet, Kyle? Do you remember?
I think I had submitted a song. I think you were judging like some kind of thing for NERFA one year, and you caught one of my tunes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now I remember. Yeah, because I thought I had to reach out to this guy because I thought this guy is just a natural songwriter and such a great singer. And he's right at, the early years of his career. So, what have you been doing during the pandemic?
During the pandemic, I've been surviving, pretty much. But I'm also working on a new album and hoping to have that come out sometime in the summer.
So what are you going to do for us now?
For now, I might as well start off with a new song from that's going to be on that record. I'll play a song right here for you. This is a song called Heaven on Two Wheels. Straight and narrow country road, green and gravel, all that's seen. Sky of blue and homes of white, clearings few and far between. A pedal steady as a glide, a balance learned from long ago. Generations passed it down, hard and fast or soft and slow. Seal. It's just you and this heaven on two wheels. Heaven on two wheels. Wind blows by a chiseled soulful song you carried on was only ever sung by you. The passers-by where motors run are guessing less than 62. Many pass your steady heels, but one will touch your heaven on two wheels. Your heaven on two wheels. Cell phone rings, four wheels fly past the low speed limit sign. He looks away for just a touch. Luck ain't on your side this time. A crunch of metal, skin and bone breaks the silence of your way. The dust, it settles back to earth. Your blood settles in the clay. Your soul is right by this field, and you climb up to heaven on two wheels. To heaven on two wheels. A broken family split for good. You got no chance to mend your home. Friday nights are not the same without the voice you made your own. But we remember all the times you bared your soul for us to hear. And for me you gave the world through your words and through your cheers. So let your spirit be revealed each time I ride my heaven on two wheels. 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 Thank you very much.
Yay, Kyle. So is that going to be on your new record?
Yes, it is.
And do you have a title for the new album?
I don't have one yet. It's currently I'm like bouncing through different working titles of what it might be.
Well, that's good. You know, bounce them off a lot of people, and I'm sure you'll come up with the right one. And are you going to, at some point today, are you going to sing Lucky Man?
Yes, I will. That'll be the next song.
Oh, Michael, I can't wait for Michael Lavin to hear the song, because I'm telling you, he's got a song that is a hit song for somebody. And maybe it's going to be for you, Kyle. But Michael is so plugged into so many great singers. I think somebody will. Well, thank you. We'll get back to you soon. Now, our next performer is Tina Ross, and I met her because she was part of the Greenwich Village Folk Festival that I usually co-MC. I didn't do it last week because I was on the road, and Sunny Oaks filled in, which was really great of her. But Tina, when I heard you singing and I didn't know who you were, and I saw you have gray hair, I thought, where's she been all this time? So how did you start going, working on your debut album now?
Right. Well, I was a chiropractor and nutritionist, and I attended a songwriting conference and met some people who encouraged me and said, you got to do this. This is something, and it was something that was burning in me. And I had dabbled in songwriting for so long. And so within 4 months, I had left my practice, and that was just before the pandemic. So I have been writing for 2 years. I'll be putting out my debut album. I'm working on it now with Mark Dan, and hopefully by May-ish, it will be done. Yeah, it's so exciting, and it feels so right. And anyone can do this at anything at any time, and that seems to be.
Well, I remember Margaret Mead said we live so long that you could have 2 or even 3 full careers. So don't say, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? Say, what am I going to do next? And focus on that. And
Right.
so that's exactly what you're doing. You're an inspiration for all of us.
Well, thank you, as you are to me. So
Well, my dream is to be a baton twirler at the Super Bowl, but I don't think that's going to happen. So what are you going to start with?
I'm going to start with Artemisia, which is, I know, and that
Explain that.
for you. Artemisia Gentileschi was an artist in the 17th century, and it's hard enough being a woman in the 17th century, but she was an artist who overcame so much adversity and became known in her time, which is unusual. I actually am writing another song. Here's the book I have. It's a 700-page book, so I will be writing more stories about her because she has been an inspiration to me. So this song is called Artemisia. My dress shimmers green, an emerald drape, its edges scratched from grainy lace. My eyebrows, curious and arched, my patience worn, my patience parched. I mix my pigments, crush them with stone, truth ground into savage tones. I choose to draw a bloody knife, highlighting dark is always mixed with light. Down this 17th century, I face a faceless enemy trying to steal what's real for me. I am Artemisia. Vindicated, I left my father's home, wrapped up my brushes, will, and shadows with brazen strokes. My heroines are freed, I paint their prowess, wounds and stories. Down this 17th century, I expose absurdity. I will prove an artist's mastery. I am Artemisia. I am Artemisia. I hear the call of this stretched linen. It cannot speak, but I listen. I will this dry dye and oil to be defiant. We will not be silent, and I'll beat this 17th century. I carry letters from kings and queens. Patrons see my creativity, painting as a woman's allegory. I am Artemisia. I am Artemisia.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I realized 1 second, Michael, there's absurdity and creativity in that song.
So, are you going to write an entire musical about Artemisia?
I would love to write a musical, and actually, there and people have trying to encourage me to do that, I always thought it would be in the form of just putting songs together and writing a compelling story. But I am so drawn to her, and I'm reading this book, and there's a trial about her, and it's just there's so much there that I might do that. I don't know.
Is she in that 700-page book that you showed us?
It is all about her. This is all about Artemisia Gentileschi, and it has details about there's a trial. Actually, there was a trial for rape, which is unusual for her time. It's just it's so inspiring. It really is. So we'll see. We'll see. Right now, I'm working on a second. I have to do one song at a time.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the way, is your husband with you?
He's in the other room.
Oh.
Did I get him?
Well, when you do your next song, put him in the background. He could be eye candy for the girls.
Oh, I love that. That's so sweet. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. I love that song. Beautiful. And I know Jill Padua loves it too.
Oh, great.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Now, our next performer is Craig Worth. And Craig and I have an interesting project that we ended up working on together. I had been asked to sing my Pluto song for this big event that was happening at Johns Hopkins University until the head of the organization listened carefully to the song and saw that my song was about whether Pluto is or is not a planet. And he said, the last thing we need is a folk singer from New York telling us Pluto's not a planet. So rewrite the song or write a different song or else we're not going to have you. And I said, I can't rewrite it. It is what it is, but I'll find you a songwriter who can. And he goes, oh no, we have no money. I said, folk singers we never expect money. So it'll be fine. And he ended up writing such a wonderful song, and we made a video together for a song, and then we both got invited to the big event. I had been disinvited, and then I was reinvited because of this guy here. So thank you, Craig, very much, and tell everybody a little bit about you, who you are, and how you've gotten to where you are.
Well, let's see. Well, one of the first people to take notice of my regional music was you from a songwriting contest so long ago. Someone introduced you to my Loose Gems song. Micah Engber, I think, did. But anyway, so I was a regional artist, working in education, and then long story short, I became friends with David Francie, and I traveled the planet with him as his arranger and accompanist. Went around the world starting at age 50. It was the first time I started touring outside of my home zone, and it's been an amazing journey. And I'm a pastor and a Unitarian Universalist pastor and an interfaith chaplain, and I work with folks living with brain injury, teaching improv and doing all sorts of things in life. And music is through everything, throughout all that I do.
By the way, is David Francie still touring?
He is. He's just starting up again. He had some voice troubles that he was public with, and he's just got a new album coming out, and he's doing a trip to Ireland and starting to tour again, which is great.
Oh, great. He's a Canadian, for anyone who doesn't know David Francie.
Amazing writer. Yeah.
Wow, what a great combination, you two together. So what are you going to start out with?
I'm going to start out with the song that I composed on tour with David Francie. I found myself for the first time separated from my wife and best pal Liz on Valentine's Day, and after 30 years of marriage or so. And anyway, I was across North America, and I was missing her, and I'm sure she was missing me. And I thought I could send her a dozen roses for $137, or I could write her a song, priceless. And that's what I did. I wrote and sent her this. I made an MP3 of it and sent it to her. This is called Valentine Girl. And it also goes out not only to Liz, who's beside me over here, but it goes out to Angela and John. Jill posted that they're having an anniversary on Valentine's Day. I think it's their 13th. So this is to all of them and all of you who love. I'm thinking about you on Valentine's Day. What will you be doing? Which words will you say? I guess you'll be working, I wish you could play. And I know you'll be missing your Valentine, just as I will be missing mine. I'm thinking about you on Valentine's Day. From hundreds and thousands of miles away, the space in my heart is as big as this world, but it holds half of my love for my Valentine girl, half of my love for my Valentine girl. If I could rise up high over this town, I'd wait while the earth comes turning around, and I'd keep my eyes wide, my head looking down. I'd watch through the night for that pearl of mine, luster and light from my Valentine girl. I'm thinking about you on Valentine's Day. From hundreds and thousands of miles away, the space in my heart is as big as this world, but it holds half of my love for my Valentine girl, just half of my love for my Valentine girl, half of my love for my Valentine girl, half of my love for my Valentine girl. Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's beautiful. And you know what? In the chat room, Lynn Heineman wrote, so much better than roses.
So much cheaper than roses. Thank you.
Oh, Liz must feel like the luckiest girl in the world to have a song like that.
She's nodding her head, yes.
It lasted a lot longer.
It lasted a lot longer than roses, she said, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, we'll get back to you in a little bit. Now we're going to go back to Michael Lavin. Let's see what he's got for us now.
Thank you, Chris. Christine, I have to say, Tina, Kyle, and Craig, you're all so talented. I feel so overwhelmed and I feel like such the pretender, because they're like fantastic guitarists, which I think it's so much harder than the piano, I guess, maybe. But I'm a little in awe of you guys. I think your songs are fantastic, gorgeous, and I'm just doing, my same old thing. But while we're staying with Craig, Christine, you and I have a good friend whose name happens to be Craig, talking about our friend Craig Carnelia, the songwriter, who, I don't think I've told you this, Christine, but when I've been out of town the past few years, Craig's in Missouri, but when he's coming to New York, he always says, are you going to be in town? And can I stay in your apartment? I said, sure. So he's actually staying here in April for like the 5th time for a week. I should tell him, you're only 9 blocks away from Christine. Go see her. But there's a song of Craig's. Before I do that, I want to say you're talking about Lynn Heineman, and Lynn reminded me that we worked together 24 years ago on a cruise ship down the Amazon. I was playing piano. It was a Theater Guild cruise. We flew to Florida and flew from Florida to Brazil, to Manaus, Brazil, the famed opera house where they brought the bricks over the hill. You can see the movie Fitzcarraldo by Werner Herzog where they brought the bricks over. And I played there for Theodore Bickel he rehearsed here in my apartment and signed all my sheet music, of course. And I had a wonderful time. Then I was dear friends with Milo O'Shea. Christine, do you remember Milo O'Shea?
Oh, yeah.
Irish movie star. And I played his show with he and his wife, Kitty. We did it off Broadway for the Irish Repertory Theater Company in 1994. But in 98, we went to the Amazon. We cruised all the way up the Amazon, all the way back to Fort Lauderdale. And also on the ship were Julie Wilson and Chris Brunendahl and his wife, and Gene Stapleton, who was doing an original play about Eleanor Roosevelt on the ship that John Tillinger, who was directing for her. It was an amazing array of incredible cabaret people. Patrice Bunsell was on the ship, but she wasn't even performing. And Lynn got up and sang, and we had a talent show for the passengers. And Lynn got up and sang On the Amazon, a song I should sing now for you, but I'm not going to, from Mr. Cinders by Vivian Ellis, who I had become friendly with before he died 2 years before that. And she got up and sang that. She just reminded me many years later, there she is watching our show. So hi, Lynn, thank you for being here. I thought I'd sing a song by Craig. Craig wrote, if you don't know Craig's name, he wrote a musical on Broadway, music and lyrics called Is There Life After High School? He wrote several songs for the review Working, and he wrote the musical with Marvin Hamlish, Sweet Smell of Success. Also wrote a show called Imaginary Woman, also with women with Marvin. But this is a song not from a show. And if you would picture a little boy looking out the window and hoping that something happens so he doesn't have to go to school. So he sings. Come on, snow, come down, come on and make it quick. Come on, snow, come down, come on and make it stick. Come on, snow, don't lose your cool, because I don't want to go to school. Come on, snow, come on, keep coming down. Come on, snow, come down, come on and fall for us. Come on, snow, come down, come on and make me free. Let me start again. Come on, snow, come down, come on and fall for me. Come on, snow, come down, come on and make me free. I don't want to read Macbeth, give me liberty or give me death. Come on, snow, come on, keep coming down. Come on, snow, come down, come on and block the bus. Come on, snow, come down, come on and bury us. Drop 5 feet down in the road and make my Monday a la mode. Come on, snow, come on, keep coming down. Come on, snow, come up the school board in a state. Come on, snow, come down, come on, accumulate. Knock the system on its ass and save us all from phys ed class. Come on, snow, come on, keep coming down. Come on, snow, come down, come on, and hear us shout. Come on, snow, come snow us in and snow us out. I think I would go insane to find we can find you turn to rain. Come on, snow, come on, come on, come on. Come on, keep coming down. Come on down. By our friend Craig Carnelia. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Craig out there, Christine. You know Craig, and we like to have him. People know his work.
Oh yeah, and I remember being a kid in Peekskill, New York, saying that kind of thing, now putting it to music.
Unless you came from Miami, I mean, a lot of you do probably.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm sure Craig will be so happy that you played it for everybody. And what you do, Michael, is so important. I mean, we're just songwriters, we're just throwing spaghetti against the wall, but you're one of the people who could do something with that spaghetti.
I love showing people that there's great songs they need to sing. And people ask when you play piano, they said, "Oh, do you write music?" And I actually did. I did a show called Whoop-De-Doo. You may remember it was a very camp review, played off Broadway for 2 years, around 30 years ago, and I did the London production of it. And in London, I had to write a song, but I kind of used things I knew, but I said, don't need to write any. When there are people like you and three of you are about to hear, writing such sensitive, beautiful, gorgeous songs, and Hillary, you start writing. And I don't want to write songs. I'd rather play your songs. That's why I love proliferating it. As you say, Christine, I want to get it out there, have people know these songs.
Well, I want to ask you about Lynn Heineman. Is she in music? Because I don't really know her that well. I know she lives on Peaks Island.
She's here now. I don't think she is.
Oh, did she leave? Oh, well.
Oh, she's right there looking at us. She's waving.
I'm just a big fan.
So, but how did you end up on the cruise ship with Michael?
She was a passenger.
I was passenger.
It was a theater guild cruise. So anybody, they have the performers, but then they have all the passengers watching the performers.
So it's just a coincidence?
Yeah, she just reminded me just now that was, back then.
It was a teeny tiny little boat. I think you had to walk around the deck 7 times to do a mile.
Was that the Stella Solaris?
Yes.
That was the ship my parents went on when they got married in the 50s. And they said, "You're going in the Stella Solaris." That was our ship. It was like in the Greek Isles. I was like, oh my God, crazy.
No Wi-Fi, no amenities. There was no rock climbing wall or ice skating or anything like that. It was a teeny tiny little boat.
Wow. Well, I'm so glad you two could have a reunion here.
I know.
On Super Bowl Sunday. Who knew?
Go.
Well, Michael, I know you got to hear this next song by Kyle Hantrick. And Kyle, can you tell us how you wrote this song?
Well, it's one of those songs. I don't write a lot of love songs. It's not my forte. But my first album, Before and After, had quite a few on it. I had a few love songs, and I had a lot of heartbreak songs on that record. And all I'll really say about this, because I don't have a lot of experience with it, quite frankly. But this one is the exception. This is mostly autobiographical. So it's an unrequited love song. This is called Lucky Man. Wedding dress, all beauty and no mess. She says the magic words. She takes you by the hand. There's joy in her eyes again. She looks into yours. From a distance I can see. Though I wish the man was me, but you're the lucky man, that you can call her yours. You're the lucky man, to carry her through the door. You're the lucky man, to have the love I wish I could possess. I do confess, but you're the lucky man. Long ago, or so it seems, she was the woman of my dreams, beautiful and kind. My dreams were wasted in the end. We never became more than friends, didn't have the guts to try. So fate never gave me a chance. So with you tonight she'll dance, 'cause you're the lucky man, to glide her across the floor. You're the lucky man, to kiss her in the morning. You're the lucky man, to tell her that you love her every day, or so I pray, 'cause you're the lucky man. When you kiss your bride, the puzzle pieces fall into place. But before you can turn around, I've already left the church with a smile on my face. You're the lucky man, I won't disturb your home. You're the lucky man, I'll be okay on my own. You're the lucky man, just treat her right and tell her how you feel, 'cause this is real. You're the lucky man, but but you can call her yours. You're the lucky man to carry her through the door. You're the lucky man to have the love I wish I could possess. I do confess, but you're the lucky man. You're the lucky man. Thank you very much.
Oh, Kyle, you know what I was thinking when you're playing that? Did you hear the song I did about Edith and Irvin?
Good.
You know, it's like life is long. You might. Are they happy? Are they doing okay?
As far as I know, they are. They're expecting their first child very soon.
Oh, well, you never know.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing that. And now we'll hear another song from Tina Ross.
Hi, Kyle. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. And you're just so incredible. I have to say that I live in the same town as Kyle, and when he was 8 and 9, and I used to hear him play, go hear him play. So he's been playing a long time. He's just fantastic. It was hard to listen and face the unknown, feeling her heart quicken. She hangs up the phone. She leans against the bathroom sink and wipes the mirror clear. The dripping of the faucet is all she hears. A quiet moment, and there are few. As her children sleep, thinking about the promises she may never keep. Hold the door. Hold the door. Arms full of the day's clutter, gently stepping down the weary stairs, making tomorrow's lunches. She slips in love notes her evening prayers. With so many questions, will she leave some life unused? But she cannot give in right now. She hasn't finished what she came to do. Oh,
Beautiful.
Whoa.
What's the story behind that song?
The combination of people. It's not one particular person, and so it's telling like two different people's stories.
Will that be on your first album?
It will. That will be on it, and Artemisia will be on it too. Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
Thanks.
so much. We'll get back to you. We'll do another round after the.
Okay.
And
Great.
now we're going to have another song from Craig Worth.
This is a song that was inspired by a workshop I did with some folks I work with, amazing folks living with brain injury, and I asked them, even in the very beginning of the pandemic, where they're finding hope these days. Even pre-pandemic, many had their lives turned upside down with catastrophe. And anyway, we had a discussion. They listed a bunch of things. I put them on the whiteboard. I took them home, and I wrote this song called "Things That Bring Hope." My feet in the woodland, my wheels on the stone, the calm and the quiet, the return to home. The birds fill the windows, the breeze wakes the trees. Oh, these are some things that bring hope to me. The sun and its shadows, the sparkling stars, amazement and wonder for all that we are. The promise fulfilled as each dawn comes to be. Ah, these are some things that bring hope to me. Yes, these are some things that bring hope. These are some things that bring hope. These are some things that bring hope to me. Good people gathering differently, doing their best with such difficulty, and the kindness and wisdom folks shine out to me. These are some things that bring hope. The hum of the helpers committing their lives in service to others, their hearts open wide, and the music we sway to divine reverie. Ah, these are some things that bring hope to me. Yes, these are some things that bring hope. These are some things that bring hope. These are some things that bring hope to me. Thank you.
Brandon? Oh, that is such a beautiful, beautiful song. And the guitar work is exquisite too on that. And I just want to remind anybody who's watching that any donations that come in after 4:45 and we started this after party get split among all the musicians that you're seeing here. And it's a great way to help us buy groceries, to be blunt. We really, have had a tough time during the pandemic. But we have time for one more round of songs from everybody. So, okay, Michael Lavin, take it on. take it over.
Thank you, Chris. I think Kyle, Greg, Tina, gosh, again, right? Christine, are you just like overwhelmed? I mean, I know people have been writing. If you see the chat, people have been writing, this is an amazing concert. I just feel like you surround yourself with the most of these brilliant guitarists. God, I just listen to them and I'm like, I wish I could do that. So, Christine, do you know that the composer Alan Chapman?
No.
You should know him. He's best known for writing I Won't Sing a Sondheim, some song about I Won't Sing a Sondheim. Everybody wants to be Sondheim. Everybody sounds like Sondheim. But a couple of years ago, I don't know how I got invited. Maybe she can remember, but I was invited to have dinner at Hillary Rollins' place, Santa Monica. Maybe it was through Michelle Browerman. Hillary, you can probably remember this. And I brought my iPad because they said, there's a piano there. You have to get up and sing a song. I was like, I do? Okay. So I trotted this song by my friend Alan Chapman. I think I'm going to use my glasses for this. I can see. So he wrote it for a movie called Trick, a movie that starred, of all people, Tori Spelling. But it's taken on its life of its own. I've given it to singers over the years. I've done it myself. I did my own show at 54 Below around 5 years ago called Michael Lavin and Friends, where I had people like Tanya Pinkins and Daisy Egan and a bunch of other Tony winners who got up and sang. And I opened the show with this song. I told my friend, the writer, how happy I would be if he'd write an opening number, especially for me. But when he had it finished, it came as quite a shock. He handed me a song titled, How Do You Like My... I said, you can't do that in public. I said even I wouldn't dare. So he made a few small changes. Now I can sing it anywhere. Como te gusta mi pinga en tus pantalones. Como te gusta mi pinga y mis cojones. It's the same old thing in the same old hole, but when you say it in Espanol, it sounds divine. Como te gusta mi pinga, es muy caliente. Como te gusta mi pinga, es grande plante. You don't go around shouting you're well hung, but when you do it in another tongue, it's just fine. When the hour is late and I don't have a date and I feel that I can't go on, I lift up my head and I stick out my chin and I talk like Montalbana, como te gusta mi pinga. It sounds so neato, like a warm quesadilla or a pork burrito. It's the same old cheese and the same old meat, but when it has a Latin beat, it's okay. Como te gusta mi pinga. Ole. From Alan Show. Did I go too dirty, Chris? Is everybody dropping off now? Saying, how dare you something like that?
Yeah, but what if Spanish people are watching? They'd
find it filthy, I think, you know.
Yeah, it's really interesting because that is, Alan and his wife are, you know, I would say friends of mine, but it's more acquaintances at this point.
And they're dear friends of mine, Karen Benjamin.
Right. But their daughter and their children are also both in music, and their daughter's a songwriter. And I was thinking how, you know, good songwriting is good songwriting, and all the sort of like the whole way that would have been politically incorrect for her generation to write. It's such genius when he writes it.
And I'd say Jake's become a good friend of mine, Alan's son. Jake went at a joint major between Columbia, where I went to school, Columbia University, and Juilliard, which is across the street from my apartment. So he plays the vibes, and he's a brilliant vibe player. I went to see him at, what's it called? Dizzy's, the place at Columbus Circle, the jazz club. And he's incredible. I mean, he's truly incredible. He wrote the Varsity Show at Columbia, which we went up to see, which was fantastic. I feel so kind of proprietary of him, and he's got this. That's a talented family you'll hear a lot about.
Wow. Well, thank you, Michael. Thank you so much for being part of this.
I appreciate being part of this. Thank you so much, and congratulations to everybody else. Wonderful.
Okay, now Kyle, Pressure's on you. What's going to be your last song?
Well, am I unmuted? Yes, I am. Okay. Well, first of all, I don't know whether I'm lucky or not to have had, went through Spanish classes in high school, but nonetheless, I'll sing a song for you called "How You Say Goodbye." Now, this song was actually covered by Ellis Paul back in 2019 for his album Storyteller Suitcase. I'm a member of his circle at the New England Songwriters Retreat that he puts on every year. And I brought this song in one year, and he just said to me, I'm going to cover that song. Long story short, a couple years later, it ended up on his record. So this is How You Say Goodbye. And I'm sorry, I know this is the wrong sport, but it is sports themed. It's about baseball rather than football. Happy Super Bowl, everyone. Bases are loaded. I bow down to the floor. A single shot on this screen plot is all I'm asking for. September is faded. No room for wanting more. My sad goodbye that's spoken through this stadium ensures. The temple is floating. Cheers sound much too good. The backyard sales of tallest tales is far too understood. I'm taking my chances with a slightly crooked grin and a fire in my eyes in a timely telling sin. If the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight, the swing of the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy sealed. And that, my friends, is how you say goodbye. So many moments, but none to save the day. I never had that chance, but that's the price I had to pay. But now I am grounded. The fans ignite the flame, and the lightning says straight road ahead to glory and to fame. When the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed, perfectly straight, the swing of the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy sealed. And that, my friends, is how you say goodbye. Oh, this face looks better than a morning glory bloom, but I was struck out way more times. You can fit in this older room, but as I turn to leave, I'll find a strength I'll never tell. So I'm climbing up the down escalator for one last kiss farewell. And the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed, perfectly straight. Swinging the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy sealed. And that, my friends, is how you say goodbye. Oh, and that, my friends, is how I say goodbye. Thank you. Thanks so much.
That's a great song.
Thank you very much.
Is that a song you use as an encore in your show?
That's basically my closure every night.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Kyle, for being here. It's Kyle Hancherek. And what's your website? Can you spell it for everybody?
Sure. First of all, Kyle Hancherek, which is close enough, I guess. Yeah, it's Kyle. Hancherek is spelled Hancharick. So that's KyleHancherek.com. So that's where you can find me.
Thank you so much. And now we're going to have a closing song from Tina Ross.
Wrong time.
There we go. Now I can unmute. Couldn't unmute. Thank you so much. Christine, everyone, this has just been so incredible. What an inspiring evening. And you really know how to bring people together. Just amazing. Just incredible. Thank you so much. This was written during the last 2 years. Just realizing with so much going on, separating people, that we really just need to do it together. So this is called Make It to the Other Side. The weather's changing, the sky fast. Clouds cover, then the sun comes back. The sable night sky soon will pass, and we will cherish each other at last. Tender hearts will hear the cry, though some will choose to pass it by. It's not my trouble, you say, but please know why. It's got to matter, so we all fly. I wish I could see through your warm eyes. Let's clear a path, put your hand in mine, and we'll step into the fire and lift each other higher. Make it to the other side. We'll make it to the other side. When our silence shouts that our work's undone, hear the call of the talking drum. Bare hands on hide, rough with blood. Can we come together as one? I wish I could see through your warm eyes. Let's clear a path, put your hand in mine, and we'll step into the fire and lift each other higher and make it to the other side. We'll make it to the other side. The humanity that is below the skin of us all, it gives me hope. I wish I could see through your warm eyes. Let's clear a path, put your hand in mine, and we'll step into the fire and lift each other higher and make it to the other side. Make it to the other side.
Oh, beautiful. Tina,
That's fabulous.
can you get Andy to say hello?
Hey, Andrew.
I'm over here. I'm over
Come-
here.
Tell him to move.
Come
we can
here. Hurry. Oh, that's so sweet. That's it.
He's such a nice guy.
Oh, he is. He's the best. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
I was on screen before.
Does he have to get dressed or something?
This is Andrew.
Oh.
I've
Hi.
been listening. I'm on.
Well, thank you. Thank you both for being here.
Oh, for sure. Thank you so much for having us. Yeah, all of us. Thank you.
Okay, and now we're going to have one last song from Craig Worth.
Here we go.
By
This
the
is,
way, can
yeah.
you bring Liz on? We want to say hi to Liz.
Liz, come over. Make your way through the gauntlet of guitars. Here we go. There's Liz.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Enough room?
Yes, this is called "Now Is Ours." It's here it is. Goes something like this. I've got my ukulele, you've got your ukulele. What do you say? Why don't we play? I've got my ukulele, you've got your ukulele. Old songs and new, let's play a few. There's plenty we could think about, plan for or calculate. We'll get to all of that in time. But now is ours, yours and mine. I've got my ukulele, you've got your ukulele. You pick a song, I'll play along. I've got my ukulele, you've got your ukulele. I've got a tune, you'll know it soon. There's plenty we could think about, plan for or calculate. We'll get to all of that in time. But now is ours, yours and mine. There's plenty we could think about, plan for or calculate. We'll get to all of that in time. But now is ours, yours and mine. I've got my ukulele, you've got your ukulele. What do you say? Why don't we play?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Christine, so much.
Thank you. We've had at the after party, we just heard Craig Worth, that's CraigWerth, and we heard Tina Ross, and I think her website is tinarossmusic.com, Kyle Hancherek, and also Michael Lavin. And I'd like to ask Jill Padua to kind of close out the show, because this has all been done under her direction, River Vibes Music, and also the Cooperage in Honesdale, Pennsylvania. So
I'll take these off so I don't glare. Hey again, everyone. Christine, thank you so much for being here to do the show tonight, this afternoon, and everybody else. What a lovely afternoon, and I'm so grateful. The Cooperage Project is home to River Vibes. It is a wonderful facility, community-oriented, and has great sound, as Christine will tell you. I was very honored when they asked me to bring the series there, and and everybody that plays there loves to play there, so hopefully we'll get you all there. And because it's not far from Warwick. It's not too bad there for Kyle and for Tina. So please come out to River Vibes at the Cooperage sometime, or they do other concerts as well. They had a small concert last night, and they're there for the community, and we like to keep supporting them. And from the first part of the show, from Christine's show, a portion of the proceeds from that will be donated to the Cooperage Project, and we're very grateful to them, to all of you, and hope you all keep safe still, and let's get on with our lives, right? And Christine, thank you again so much.
Well, thank
and
you.
See you in May 15th.
Yes.
At the Cooperage, Christine. Yeah. Yes.
And Brandon O'Sullivan, we want to thank you very much for being at the controls. You have no idea how we couldn't do this without him. And I wanted to tell you there's a history of doing a folk music show on Super Bowl Sunday. It was February 3rd, 2002. And the night before, Dave Van Ronk had gotten out of the hospital. He'd been in the hospital since Halloween, believe it or not. And we did a show at the Town Crier, which is up in Beacon, New York now. It was in Pawling, New York at the time. It was Pete Seeger, Oscar Brand, Danny Kalb. I was part of it. I think Paxton was part of it. A bunch of folk singers. And we all got together and promised everybody that the show would be over by 5:59 so they could all make it to the Super Bowl. Because there's kind of an unwritten rule. You never book a show on Super Bowl Sunday, ever. Never, never, never. But we raised over $5,000 for Dave Van Ronk in that one show at the Town Crier. And he was so grateful. He only lived another week, though, after that. But he died standing pat, as he likes to say. And so this is the second time that I've known of having another folk music show on Super Bowl Sunday. So thank you all who came. Thank you all who donated. Thank you everybody on Facebook and everybody on YouTube. And the performers again, that was Michael Lavin, Kyle Hancherek, Tina Ross, and Craig Worth. And let's see, what time is it? It's 5:56. Oh, look at that. We've actually given you 4 minutes of extra time to prepare. Wait, any questions?
Can I say one thing?
Sure. Can you spotlight her?
I have been waiting all my life for someone to give me something to do on Super Bowl Sunday. This is as good as this. That is a huge, 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 huge unmet need. So while you're thanking us, I would like to thank you and all these musicians and songwriters and artists and go, what? Yeah, thank you.
Amen.
Well, thank you, Hillary. It's always great to see. When are you coming back to New York?
Probably sometime in March. I'm trying to figure it out. But when is everybody coming out to LA?
Yeah.
Anyhow, it was an incredible show. Really amazing show.
Yeah, I know some talented people. I sure do.
Well, your concert was amazing, and then it's hard to follow you, Christine. So I'm glad you curate, because nobody else could really curate your after shows. I'm telling you, it's a brand. I won't keep you.
Well, thank you so much, and again, thank Brandon. Can you put yourself on screen so people can see you?
That's actually a little bit harder right now to do than. Hang on.
He's a very handsome man with a big beard, and he lives in Michigan.
Here we go. Hello, everybody.
I don't see you. Oh, there he is. Thank you, Brandon.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Yay!
Okay, so I guess we're all just going to say goodnight. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, Joe. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you,
Christine. This was so beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you.